Jurgen, first of all, can I get your reaction to the EFL Cup draw, please?
Yes, you can. Exciting, huh? It started pretty bad. But first draw I watched live because I saw the game before and was waiting then for the draw, and then West Ham, Chelsea. Little smile, to be honest. Then Man United, City. Oh, nice. Yeah, and then the smile freezes in my face, because then we got Tottenham, but it's good. So I think it's very, very okay. Since I'm here, it's not obviously not too long, but that's a big boost for the competition. When I came here, I had to explain why we field strong lineups, and now in this competition it looks like, I don't know, like a semi-final or whatever each game, and big opportunity for all the games. Obviously, all the teams. Obviously, they all try to go through. That you could see this with the lineups they brought on the pitch, and so that's pretty exciting. So I'm happy about playing at home. So when we cannot have too many European nights, then let's take what we can get, and it will be fantastic. And so I'm really looking forward to it.
When you speak about fielding strong lineups, since the international break, you've won all three, scoring 9 goals with 8 different goal scorers as well. What do you put that down to? And does that give you greater confidence that you can rotate your squad, particularly the forward option?
Well, after, around the last international break, I heard that Liverpool usually don't get too many points after international break, so it's you always can take it like you want. And now I don't know what happens after the next international break. Yes, I would say it's not a good moment. That we feel good, we feel strong, but it's that's how it is in football. It's all about valuing or whatever the past, because it's the last game and we have to be ready for the next game, and it's pretty difficult. And but it's better than each other situation you could have. So I was not in doubt about having different that I can bring different lineups. So I said it before the Derby game, and I said that we will have for sure a strong lineup, because I think we only have strong lineups. I'm really pleased with the development of our U23. With 2 impressive results in a row, 2 now, against Leicester, which I saw, and against Tottenham, which I heard about. And so we had moments which were not that easy in the past, but now in this moment it's good, and we have to keep it. We have to take it, we have to use it. That's what the job is. But no, I didn't needed the time to see that I can change lineups and then we can still perform. I was sure about this.
And with Karius having played in the Greek, there appears to be a lot of interest into the decision as to whether Mignolet will return this weekend. How do you view that decision, and is it likely, the likelihood is that Simon Mignolet will return?
Simulate. That's good. I did something similar when I was young, and when we had a friendly against Bayern. I said, and please be aware of the quality of Pizza Razou. Lisa Razou and Pizarro. 2 different players in one. Would be a fantastic player too, by the way. So, what was the question, by the way?
How do you view that decision between the 2 goals?
Yeah,
that Simon will return.
Yeah, so that's not a place to announce lineups, but because I never did it. But of course, we have to think about it, but in a very positive way. I accept. I was never a goalkeeper. My father was a goalkeeper. I'm a little bit experienced with goalkeepers, but it's obviously a little bit different to if you change a midfield player or something like this, or if you keep it. Nobody asks really where you can start today, and then next day then the other player starts and like this. So I know about this, but it's not. It's A decision when I will do it, and I'm not sure that I will do a final decision or whatever for the next game. It doesn't mean that we go like this then through the next 5 years or something. But yeah, I can imagine that the view on it, it's a little bit different. But that's all. It's a decision at very high level because I'm really happy with both of them, and so yeah, nothing to say about this here. But for sure, it's like always. When I decide for the next game, then it's the decision for a player and not against another player. So, but that's always the same. And so, yeah, you have to wait and see.
Tim? Jurgen, does it feel like something special could happen in Liverpool this season?
I felt this actually when we started with the preseason. But what is special? That's the question. Eh? So, yeah. How I said, we feel good. We feel strong. We have we'll love to work together. All that's right, but the problem is that there are a lot of very, very good sides outside there, and unfortunately, they all play in the Premier League. So, and that's the only problem what we have. So we need to be ready for each game. We need to be maximum concentrated, greedy, kind of angry. All that stuff what you need on highest level in sports. So, but the basis is absolutely okay. And I said before the season, it's no time for finding and looking for excuses or something. We want to perform. That's what we want. We have biggest expectations on ourselves, and that's what we have to show. And so now nothing happened until now. Really nothing. It's all about talking about a few games, 5 plus 2 cup games, and more or less better or a little bit worse, whatever, but everything happened in the games. And we need to find stability. We need to create solutions for each situations in the game. And that's what we are still working on. It's not that we think, now we got it. Now we got the clue, and now let's use it in each game. Football is too difficult for this. It's quite a simple game, but it's difficult to win because the other team can cause you really problems. And so we are experienced in this, handling situations like this. It's not about celebrating ourselves or anything like this, but it's better to have an optimistic mood around than everything is in doubt. So, but it's up to us to use this.
You said about needing to be angry. Do you need to be angry against Hull? Because
yes.
The only disappointment.
They want our points. That makes me angry, actually. That's quite easy in football, huh?
But obviously they'll probably sit deep like Burnley did, which was the only disappointment. How will you try to combat that?
Look, that's the biggest, something like a rumor, I don't know. We are able to create chances against each team. We did it. Maybe we didn't score, so we have to think about why so many people think we have big problems against, how do we call it, bus parking. So I'm not sure that Hull will do this, to be honest, but I saw not a lot of space against Chelsea, honestly. I cannot remember a lot of space against Tottenham. They were with 10 men behind the ball. That's how it is when we had the ball. Nobody gambled or something like this. We're all involved in defending, so that's how it is. We have to find solutions. But if there's anything, and it's a moment when I'm not angry but not happy about my English, because I think it's very important to find the right words for this. I think we all can improve. With all, I mean the team, coaches, manager, and the crowd, because it's all about expectations. And let me try to find an example. If you create a chance against Chelsea, it's positive. If you miss it, it's still positive because you showed we know the way. If you create a chance against a team I don't want to say anything about Hull because we first have to play them, but if you create a chance, let me say, against Burnley, and you miss it, it's not positive. It's negative for everybody. It feels like, oh my God, it should have been a goal, whatever. And that's what we have to learn. We have to take the games like they are. We don't have to value or rate the opponent before the game and say against this it should be easy. No football game is easy. So then the question, is it possible to create a most special atmosphere at 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon at Anfield? More special than in each other game. Is it possible? I would say yes. So let's try it. And the atmosphere is too two things. What's very important is the crowd and it's the team. So I can do a lot to bring us in the right mood, but I really would love to see that everybody goes with the right expectation in a game like this and is not disappointed in it when we miss a chance after 10 minutes and think, oh God, difficult again. It should be easier. Why should it be easier? When we can win against teams which the people think they are stronger than we are, why another team which the people think is weaker than we are shouldn't have the opportunity to win? So that's a process. That's something we have really to learn. We can always talk about the same things. We can always say, but against this team something was wrong. And I can 100% guarantee it's not about the attitude of the players. 100%. It's not that they think, why should we put everything in this game? Why? That's not about this. So let's try to create really an atmosphere which everybody is completely in the performance, in the game, concentrated, is happy about creating moments, happy about creating chances, missing chances and information, not more. It's always only that we can show, yes, we know how we can cause them problems. And if we stay then concentrated, patient, but greedy and direct, then we will have the next one. And the more you have, the more likely is it that you use one. That's it. So it's an exciting thing. It's absolutely exciting thing, and Hull is such a wonderful story until now. And with I don't know, I didn't read a lot before the season, but all what I could read about Hull sounds like, oh my God, they are not ready for Premier League, and they are, and they were, because of a very, very experienced coach and a great attitude in the team. So that will be difficult. But if we accept before the game that it's difficult, then we cannot be surprised in the game that it's difficult, and then we can perform, and that's what we should do.
Michael? How much of a problem is it for you to solve when the team's playing well as they are now, when you're winning matches as you are now, to keep everybody, all your front players happy when you look at, if you look at Saturday and you've got the options of Lallana, Coutinho, Firmino, Mane, Sturridge, and that's without Ings and without Origi. Trying to, you can't fit them all in clearly, but how much of a problem is it for you to solve and for them to understand that some weeks they're in, some weeks they're not?
Well, that's not a problem, because if the expectation is that every player has to be maximum happy every day, then I know before the season that I can't do it. That's not possible. But if the player only can be happy if he starts in a game, then it's a player's problem, not mine, because actually we should have accepted much more in the past that it's possible. And you have different jobs to do. You have to perform in a moment when you're on the pitch. You have to perform even on the bench. You have to perform in each training. That's how football is. That's not about one player. That's how football is. And having by the way, I have absolutely not the feeling in this moment that it could be a problem for us. Why shouldn't it? If you have one day in the whole season a problem that a few more players are fit than you need, that's not a problem. That's luxury. That's a good thing. That's perfect. It means you have perfect options to change. So there's nothing negative in the situation with having more best shape players, if you want. Then you actually can bring in the lineup. So all good with this.
And Hull City, we know you've just spoken about the fact that they made a really good start and they looked as though they weren't ready for the Premier League. But with the best will in the world, they're not sort of deemed to be a big team. You've played so many of the big teams this season and away from home as well. And even though you've hinted at it that the players' attitude is always right, but these are sort of the games that you slipped up on occasionally last season against the so-called lesser sides, and Burnley this season where you should have won, you lost the game. So how do you manage to make sure that everybody is sort of totally focused on the job in hand?
Obviously, I have bigger language issues than I thought, because I thought I gave the answer to questions before. You are not happy with my answer?
No, but it's. I mean, the fact that you've played so many of the top sides and you slipped up against Burnley, even though it was a game you should have won. And last season.
I cannot give another answer. I sorry. That's what I tried to say. If it was not clear, then I don't understand my English. What would be a real issue? So again, that you ask twice or three times actually about the same thing shows that something is wrong with the expectations game like this. So we are in a good moment, and we make it a little bit more not that good, and we think, yeah, but now Hull is coming. We should not. We didn't care about the opponent before we played Chelsea, before we played Tottenham, before we played Arsenal. Not the name, not the players, not only the style of play. What do we have to do? Where are opportunities? Where's the space we can create? That's all what we do. It's not about the name and anything. Okay, for them only 50% of time preparation or something like this. We are 100% aware of the difficulties what we can have in this game, and for the players and us, it's very important that we learn to keep it and to take it as it is. It's missing a chance is positive, because it means you have a chance. That's the most difficult things, opportunity. You create a moment where you could score. That's the most difficult thing in football. So if we have it, it's in a big game. But you can hear it actually in the stadium. You miss a chance, it's like exciting. Whoa. You miss a chance in another game, it's like, oh my God. So you miss a chance in a big game, and it's like, whoa, and then clapping, go again, go again. You miss a chance in another game, it's like, come on, not the same shit, rubbish again. So that's why I said we all have to learn. We have to go there to Anfield on Saturday afternoon and be in the most positive mood we've ever been. Not with the biggest expectations, only in a positive mood. Everybody has its role in this game, everybody. And it's not only the team. I know we will be ready. But we have to learn. That's why Derby, and if you want Burton was a good example. Now you can say it was only championship, but these games can be really difficult. But I could see we didn't score 6-7 goals against Derby now, but we scored 3. That's absolutely okay, and we didn't give them a lot of opportunities to. For sure, Hull is a better team, but it's a similar thing. You miss a chance and you stay in the race. You stay patient. You pass again. You create again. You don't lose your nerves and shoot from 45 yards or something. No, you stay in the race, and that's how it works in games where everybody's aware of the problems you can have in a game. In games like this, maybe too many people think it's not allowed to have problems. It should be easy. But all the big teams in the world, wherever they are, they don't win all these games. And again, it's not about Hull. It's about games like bus parking, whatever, teams. And it's not that I say Hull will play like this. But it's all. Then you don't win it all the time 5-6-0. Then Barcelona should win all games 7-8. Apart from Atletico and Real maybe. So, and they don't do it. Sometimes it happens for them, but they don't do it because there's always a possibility for all teams to cause you problems, and that's what you have to accept. And I hope that's why I said it's really important for me that everybody understands. The only thing I want to say is that we all have our part, we all have our role to play in this thing. And if something still, when I came here 11 months ago, obviously I said something like, from doubt to believers, I don't need we already changed. That's good. It's a positive mood in and around the club. That's good. But now we have this, if you want, issue where everybody's talking about, obviously, and thinking about. But come on, we didn't score goals only out of counter attacks. We didn't score goals against Arsenal out of counter attacks. They're very good defending teams. It's not that the top flight teams in the Premier League don't care about defending. They did try to defend with all they have. So, and that's the same with Hull, what they will do for sure. And we need to be always in the right mindset, that we have to work, to move, we have to create moments, and then we can score. And if everybody gives us this 90 minutes, and is ready for 95 minutes if you want, to win this game, then the chance is much bigger that we actually will do it.
Anything from Radio City?
Good, but not in team training, but good. I heard something about, I think last week, 3 weeks, so means actually 2 weeks, he's good. Everything what he's doing in the moment, he does without problems, so that's good. But yeah, of course, there's a little way to go.
Carl?
Following on from that, then the players that didn't make the squad for Derby, assume they're okay for the weekend. They've got Adam and Danny. He's left them out for a rest.
Adam and Ginny, which were not in the squad, they will be ready. They trained yesterday completely normal. Daniel made something like a final test yesterday, so had now 3 days or something with not training, should be in training today. And the players from the bench, they had no problems and have no problems, so yeah, all good.
So Daniel's in training today, does that mean he's available? I know we go through this all the time with you. You know, I have to check.
You don't have to, actually. You think you have to. No, you don't have to. Why you have to? Yeah, what was the question?
If he's back in training today, does that make him available for the weekend?
Yeah, it depends to the training, actually. So it's not only being part of the training, but yes, I think so. But we will see. Yesterday he made, so all the other players trained all the time, had a little issue. So Ginny got a knock on his knee. It was all good, but was not a risk, but it was not at 100% for the Derby game. Okay, not in the squad, but trained on the day. The same was with Adam Lallana, who felt a little bit the intensity of the last games. So no reason to try anything with him. Was not in the squad, but trained. And it was different to Daniel. He had a few issues after the game and didn't train. He trained yesterday. So what can I say more? And now we have another 2 days until Saturday, and we'll see who will train all the time and is ready for the game.
Tony?
Yeah, there's a report this week that over the last 6 years Liverpool made more money from player sales than any other club in Europe, and you can look at that lots of different ways, but when you look at how many players have been signed every summer and leave every summer, it's always 7, 8, 9 coming in, and maybe more go out. Ideally, would you like to see that number come down?
Yeah. But is it negative or positive, having earning a lot of money in the last few years? No, but how do you see it?
Depending on the players you sold.
Oh, but you don't have the names. It was Suarez was involved, yeah? And Sterling. That's. What was the number for Suarez?
75.
And Sterling 80, yeah?
Sterling 50, about 49.
Only?
Yeah.
Okay, then. So it shows, if you want, it shows a lot. So club in a change, whatever, and not as successful as everybody wants. So you need to make changes or not, or yes, everybody feels under pressure, and you do things like this, and you have players. But it's absolutely, it's the most important thing. It's the past, and we spoke about our transfer window last summer, so it was quite busy, and I don't want to have this busy transfer windows. It's not that important because development usually, if you are really convinced, doesn't stop after a year. So it should have more time, and I think success all around is about having consistency. The big teams don't change a lot. Successful teams, always last year or 2 years ago, they don't have to change a lot. I said Liverpool actually, there's no need to be a selling club. Nobody calls us and say or forces us and say, "Come on, sell. We need money." It's all is positive, but it's about finding the right squad if you want. And I'm not that busy usually in transfer windows that I say we want to have give away or sell 5, 6 players. But it was the situation. The squad was quite big, so we need to do a few things, and we brought in the players we wanted to have. Yeah, how many players actually did we?
6.
Yeah, so which we wanted, and if everything is going well, and that's the target, of course, that's what we want. Yeah, then we don't have to buy another 6 next year. So. Then we feel confident with the squad, and we feel that's how it is. It's a sign, of course, that change is sometimes good, but of course, it's not that everybody was 100% happy, obviously, in the last years when we earned this big number of money. But it's positive and not important anymore, because now we are here, and yes, try to bring even in this thing a little bit more consistency in.
Final questions in the open is Christian, our friend from Estonia.
Yeah,
A couple of
Christian
questions.
from Estonia Morning Forecasting. We're making a cover story about Jurgen Klopp, so my question is specifically about Estonian hero. Jurgen, how did you convince yourself that Jurgen Klopp is the best choice for Liverpool?
I had not to be convinced, but it's no, it's with Ragnar. It's quite simple. It's quite simple. It was I was a long time in German Bundesliga when Augsburg came up, and he played first time for Augsburg, and I saw him playing. Or we played against them, and he was always strong. He was always really. I was surprised about Augsburg found a player like him we didn't know before. I don't like situations like this too much. But then I thought, of course, we were still playing at Augsburg, which is a wonderful club, but they had a wonderful story in the last few years. But we didn't need a centre half at Dortmund. That's why I didn't go for him. But I was always surprised that when he was staying another year and another year and another year. And so, but how it is when you are in the job and when you don't, when you have no need on this position, then you don't think too much about it. But when I came here and became aware of our situation and what I want to change on this position, then he was very early a real idea because of his skills. He's a really good defender with a fantastic plus of being a wonderful football player. Calm, technical good passing game. So, and with a little issue that he's not 21 anymore, but that's all. It's still 4 or 5 great years to go, and that was for us a great opportunity. And when I spoke to him, then obviously I had not to convince him too much. So that's another nice thing. I really like to work together with players. They really want to come, and that was obvious. And I think at the beginning a few people were surprised about the name and all that stuff, because obviously not too much Bundesliga football is watched in England. But meanwhile, not a lot of questions anymore about his quality. It's all good.
I think Christian, one more, yeah?
But still, he's not in the starting 11 now, or not always.
He was injured.
Yeah. But from now, what aspects he should improve?
That's not the place to talk about this. Maybe in Estonia, I don't know if you speak about everything, but it's not that I speak about players in the press conference and tell what they have to improve. That's all good. In the moment, I'm absolutely happy. He played really well against Derby. Before this, he was injured. He played a really good preseason. All was good, and then he became injured. That's the problem. That's all.
But are you happy when you see him going scores?
Scoring goals. Well, yeah, I'm happy when somebody makes the same mistakes like I do. Yes, I'm happy, but it's not his main job. But I'm always happy for everybody who's scoring. No doubt.
Okay, thanks, Christian. Thank you, guys. Welcome to the room.